Okay, so the last part that we're going to do for working with this tree is we'll do a little bit of the classic stuff that you love, which is working the gut, core. Where did this come from? So core stuff can certainly be seated. It's just what you're doing when you're seated is you're lifting up. Some people like to hold their core. They like to touch the feel that activated. Psychologically, that can be pretty cool. Okay, because you kind of it sort of encourages you not to cheat. I've seen people do that, and people they do that. Sort of keeps you, But so if you're in this type of position we're talking about, and you're seated, you're doing little lifts. These little lifts, and to add the complication to it by touching, holding. Some is to push once, some is to coming in. Little lifts. Coming down, type 1. All right, like we talked about with the red gum. We talked about is staying flat, staying upright and guarded. Flat. What is this? Do your touches and stuff. The guard with your shield. So the secret here is the ability to keep moving, okay? And with the tree and with the stems and the angles, this allows you to. So using your leverage on the legs, it allows you to keep. And this constant movement is all the core that you're really trying to get, right? But you might work your way toward that. So in the beginning, and especially more as an exercise, and especially more as a drill, okay, it's all these. Okay, this is, and I'm locking in, cross, underneath, over. You can make them up as you go along and stuff. You can totally be completely, this one's on the upright one, right? But you could also be more prone, more flat on the back, working these as well. Make sure you do some that come out, okay? Out over here. Crosses, go completely down if you need to. Come back up. Up. And then there's the rotating also. So it don't have to be that close, but you see how I lift up and I lift up. Okay? Once even if you're moving, you're trying to rely a lot on the core. All right, let's see if you can see that from this angle. Okay? So even if I wasn't to exaggerate it too much, all right, it's that routine, all right? And that comes in very handy once you. Now, the reason we like to do this is in an active motion. It's sort of like maybe just a habit of mine also so what I'm dealing with an opponent, I got the hands here oftentimes, or we lock the hands in at this spot. I'm also protecting the groin, so sort of a habit, old school habit as well. But it doesn't have to. But so it doesn't give me 100% leverage, but it does. So yeah, you've seen me do this heaps of times as well. So if you can wedge your foot, depending on what you're using, be careful. But if you can wedge your foot, that's great too, because you can. But even if you have a mat, you have smooth ground or whatever, the point is to be constantly moving. Is one of the points, one of the things that you do, constantly moving. Okay, if you're going to, and sooner or later you might be really having fun, you might have an incline or whatever, and if you feel that roll, the golden rule with a tumble saw type of roll is just try not to go directly over your head, directly over your neck, and try not to put a lot of force and pressure on your neck that way. So you're really trying to go to the side. Even if you are, okay, the moment you feel, pick one. You see that? So, and when we first learned these in class or whatever, we used to just, right, from the ground on the mat. Okay? You seeing that? You're going to do that. Okay? You could do a complete thrust flip. But otherwise, it's just even like even a very simple one. Around. You come too far out, you roll away because of the force or whatever. Guard yourself in. Don't just come in like some, put your head right over there to get rung. Hey. And the locks that we're looking for, similar to like the rear naked, similar to that, the choke, all right? So, old school figure 4.